Hey guys, what's going on? I just thought I'd make this video about, being now 2019, not 2018 anymore. This is going to be about the resilience of Tesla stock price and shareholder confidence in spite of all the ridiculous short sellers out there whose thesis is now been so debunked to such an extreme that you have to wonder if that's their main play. Some of these managers, if that's their main play, how they will make it once Tesla just goes parabolic basically and ends up being at Apple neighborhood evaluations, right? So the biggest one, I don't know if it's the biggest, but one of the main naysayers of and just shorts and critics of Tesla has been Jim Chanos, obviously. And Jim's kind of thesis is that Tesla's burning money like there's no tomorrow. They're losing money on every car. The competition is coming. Tesla killers are coming, and this is just a small window that they'll have when the industry is still catching up. But once they do, basically it's game over for Tesla. All the other guys are gonna take their lunch, and there's nothing to talk about. The stock is going to zero now. Now, to say stuff like that, after a company has done what Tesla has done, is not just a little short-sighted, but reckless. I would say it's very reckless, and the reason I'm going to give for that is because when you consider the promises that Tesla has made to its clients and to industry and to politicians and to the Chinese and the Europeans, they've met or exceeded them all with the exception of time. The only thing that you could argue that they didn't keep their word is time, that they were late with a lot of these projects and a lot of these completions of projects, right? So I want you now to take a look at another company, different company, separate company, an important company, and look at the separate company. Pick anyone you want, and look at their track record. Okay, look at this other company's track record, and compare it to Tesla's. Compare their growth, compare their revenues, compare their their customer satisfaction with the products and services, and see if you can find one that has had the same amount of growth, the same amount of disruption in the industry, with a flawless time schedule. See if you can find one. Okay? And if this is going to be your thesis for a major short, right, of a company that's trading at roughly $300 a share US to zero, okay, you're saying that not some but all of the areas of the companies are in trouble, not one or two, like scheduling and maybe service centers in terms of Tesla, but all of them. Quality is shoddy, people hate the product, they're complaining left and right. This is what you're saying if you're short, like if you're Jim Chanos, right? The competition is going to crush them. There's nowhere to charge their cars. It takes forever. Like, this is what Chanos would be saying, because he believes the stock is going to zero, right? Okay, so again, but getting back to what this video is about, the resilience of the stock and the share price, in spite of these jerks basically doing their thing, instead of shorting some actual companies that should be shorted, like Goldman Sachs, right? So the thing that's actually happening here is that not like you can as long as it's legal, you can do whatever the hell you want with your positions, right? No one's gonna come to you and say you can't do this. But here's where it becomes a problem, where you're becoming a nuisance, and actually maybe you're doing something next to illegal and not being authentic, right? When you generate these kinds of headlines and news topics, you generate not just possible shareholder behavior of sell, buy, whatever, but you're generating bad press. And lately it's been just called FUD, right? In the news media, just FUD, okay? on Tesla and other companies, but Tesla's getting a lot of it. And in order to do that, usually you have to have, you know how Elon had that SEC hearing about, about his tweet about 420 going private, funding secured. All right, fair enough. Being irresponsible with his word. How about the other way? How about Chanos and company being irresponsible with their reporting that are half-truths or blatant lies? Where's the SEC on that? That's influencing stock price. That is influence. It's been proven that Tesla has recovered from these bullshit accusations many times. But where's the SEC on that one? On all those unfounded accusations, right? That are affecting stock price. You know what I mean? So when people talk about, Musk is getting aggravated and upset about this, well, he darn well should be. Let's just forget the stock for a second. Let's just see what he's doing for the American people and the world, okay? He's been the first successful car manufacturer in over 50 years that has made it. That's not gone back belly up within the first 10 years, right? He's producing cars that people are having a cult following after. They don't just love them. They sleep in them. They can't get enough of these cars. Okay, so that's two. They're emission free. So even if you get your electricity from coal, you're 40% better as a user of energy than using oil. Okay, he reminds us that you can get electricity from various sources, not just coal. You can get them from wind, solar, hydro. You can get electricity from many sources, right? So that's another way he's helping out. He's an American doing American. Well, currently he's an American. Originally, he's obviously from the Republic of South Africa, but he that makes American cars and employs Americans. Look how quickly people forgot about his Gigafactory promises that were kept, unlike politicians. Okay, all the promises he was making about employment numbers, all the how many people are going to be needed, how many Americans he's going to hire. He did good on all that. Okay, everyone's forgotten about that. Oh no, it's like as if that never happened. Name me a company that has done that in the last decade at that scale. In Nevada, in Buffalo, and now in China, the latest, Gigafactory construction. So all of this is coming from one man who's making proper decisions that are not just good for the economy and the environment, but it's good for the Americans that need quality jobs. Okay, he's not about eliminating jobs. But when he says that all transportation will eventually become electric, he's not saying that and it's all going to be Tesla. No, he's just saying that inevitably it's going to have to happen. Why? Because even if we just stuck with oil forever, we're going to run out. And then what? What's your plan B? Right? He was already instituting a plan B so that we don't have to scramble when oil becomes a problem, right? So all of these positive things, and yet in the media, even I'm Polish, right? So I sometimes watch Polish reporting at my parents' place when I visit, and whenever he comes up as a personality on the news, right? Whenever he comes up, it's like eccentric billionaire Elon Musk, like as if he was like given this money by his dad, right? As his dad passed on, he was just given billions of dollars, and now he's an eccentric, and he does this and that, and it's like, no, he earned every tiny bit of that money, okay, from nothing. He earned that, okay. So when no one says brilliant entrepreneur Elon Musk, and hope for the planet Elon Musk. No one says that, right? When that's the truth. Everyone says, oh, eccentric billionaire. It's like, you know what? That's like a put down almost. But I digress. What this video is all about is about the fact that if you're going to make an allegation or a statement like the stock's going to zero, okay? You're well within your right to do that, because it's a free country, it's a free market. If you think that's going to happen, that's fine. However, when you use unfounded statements and arguments that are not true at all, in fact they're just basically false, they're just lies, what is what they are, what you're doing is the same thing that's not, you know, proper as Elon was doing when he was tweeting his 420 funding secure stuff. So you can't have it both ways. You can't punish a CEO for that and then not punish people going after the same CEO for doing the exact same thing. So you can see, do you see the hypocrisy around that, the SEC on that? So I hope you do. And if you agree, just post below. And I'm going to post a couple of links that explain what I'm saying even better than I can. But the reason I'm making this video is because I'm so passionate about, you know, someone that's such a amazing life and game changer for a planet and for a country, that when I hear nothing but unfounded criticism on that person, it makes my blood boil. Like, because if we're criticizing and putting those kinds of people down, then who are we elevating? Did you ever think of that? You know what I mean? Like, if that's a problem, if that kind of person is a problem, then this world is in a lot of trouble, because we need millions of Elon Musks if we have a hope to still be here in you know, in 2100. Okay, so just post below what you think, post with your comments, and you know, you don't have to be a Tesla fanboy, just on a basis of, you know, of sound ethics. How is it that on the one hand we punish a CEO for a tweet, and on the other we don't punish short sellers for making up stories, right? And both have an effect on the share price, right? Just post below and tell me what you think. Thank you for spending your time with us and with me, and hope you have a great day.